I might pass through.
What's up, Facebook family? It's your boy, the Blended Family Guy, Marcus Holmes, coming to you once again. And this time we're talking about, I think, something that is very near and dear. What you hear in the background is our amazing son, Major Holmes. Come here, Major. Tell everybody hello.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, so here's what's going on right now, team. All right. Here's what's going on right now, fam. My son, he went to California last month, and I told him that if he really went hard in the paint, gave his all, that we would buy him a Nintendo Switch. Now, I am not big on video games at this stage in his life. I'm not going to buy him an Xbox. I'm not going to buy him a PS2. But I looked at the Switch. I liked it. Okay, he said that was the agreement. He did good in that. We would manage getting him the device. Oh, let me see who this is. Who do we got here? Who do we have here? We have Taria Hodge. Taria, what is going on? How are you doing? I just want to let you know that I am glad you are on today. Oh, we got Amber Rene. What's going on, Amber? How are you doing? How are you doing, Amber Rene? Hometown, Albuquerque, New Mexico. We also have Taria Hodge. Taria, what is going on out there on the East Coast? So glad you could come and join. We have an amazing show for you today. We're going to be talking about how to handle your main job, the side hustle, and still have a successful blended family. So I am so glad you're on right now. Hey there, how are you? Oh, tell my man Brian I said hello. All right. My man Brian Dennison, married to an amazing woman in Amber Rene. That's hometown. That's Albuquerque family. Just want to say I'll be seeing you guys, I think, next month when me and my wife and my son, we fly down to Albuquerque. They're going to be honoring, I think it's the 25-year reunion of when we won state. So I'll see you guys. We'll make sure to stay over that Sunday. So hopefully we can go to God's house and check out Pastor Shelby and the rest of the Albuquerque family. But I look forward to it. Please, Amber, please make sure to tell Brian I said hello as well. All right. I love you guys. Just want you to know, good stuff. If you're wondering about the hat, I got the only one in the store. It's the Black Panther hat. Y'all, much more than it being about Black Panther for me is I have always been a Marvel comic, a comic hero. All right. I love the Marvel universe. So one thing that Marvel has done well is every movie continually it gets better. But I want you to know something. Me and my wife, we went Thursday night. My wife normally does not go to the movies with me. I'm a movie connoisseur. She knows I'll go to the movies by myself. It's a way to relax for me, to just kind of disengage from reality. It's something I do to relax. But she went with me. She hung out with me on Thursday night, fam. And I just want you to know we had an enjoyable experience. Black Panther, great movie. So let me say this, putting aside that it's the first Marvel movie done by a Black director with a 99% Black cast, let's put all that aside and just say that this was a great movie. Straight up, great movie, following along in the Marvel Cinematic Universe way of doing things, and that is they operate in complete greatness. So I just want you to know this, guys. That being said, it was awesome to see my son being able to say, you know what, Dad, I see a superhero who looks like me. And it was even cooler that, you know, my daughter, she went to Howard University, and Chad Bozeman, he also was a graduate of Howard University. And so again, there's this synergy, right? Most people don't understand that aren't Black, that, you know, I love Superman. I love Batman from DC Comics. I love Thor. I love Iron Man. But you don't understand sometimes how hard it can be when you're trying to show these superheroes to your younger son, and you don't see how sometimes it can be so cool seeing that it's somebody with the same shade, the same twist of their hair, the same shade of skin, right? So I love it. Kudos to Marvel. 2 thumbs up, 1000%. You have done an amazing job. And I can't wait for Avengers Infinity Wars, right? So I'm just happy. All right, here's my Black Panther hat. Black Panther, I loved it. I'm going to probably go see it tonight if my wife lets me. But I'm just letting you know, guys, amazing movie. Now, all that, let's get right down to it. This is the show. If this is your first time tuning in, Blended Family Guy, I'm here to help bring a strong blend to the blended family. What does that mean? That means that whether you are in the traditional mindset of being a blended family, from you having kids from a previous marriage, your partner having kids from a previous marriage, and now, or a union, and now you're blending you and that new partner, I'm here to help you mitigate the risk. Now, my day job as a consultant, I help mitigate risk for corporations from an intelligence, a security, a threat perspective, right? So from a blended family perspective, I'm the blended family guy. I'm helping you mitigate that risk because I want to help you eliminate or sometimes avoid the pitfalls that me and my wife went through. I want to help you through that. And we went through some pretty daring, harrowing things. But that being said, if you can learn from us, and avoid that, avoid the drama, please do. So let's get on it. Let's get to it. So my goal is to take you from just surviving to overwhelmingly thriving. Over 50% of the families in the United States, and I probably would want to say the world over, are from a blended perspective. But it doesn't stop there. I'm an efficiency expert. I believe that you can have both. You can have your cake and eat it too. What do you mean by that, Marcus? What I mean is, how do you handle your career, your family, and still be successful? Because most people have this aching nag. There's this nagging feeling among most people where they're like, you know what, I'm giving too much to the career, but I feel that my family is getting the least of me. They're getting the less of me. They're getting what's left over. So I'm here to help you because I'm one that I do believe in both. Now, does it require sacrifice? Yes. Does it require some tough conversations? Absolutely. And I'm most of the time having those conversations with myself, or I have coaches, or my greatest coach, my greatest accountability partner, my wife. She'll tell me what I don't want to hear, even when I need to hear it. So I'm just letting you know that, guess what? I'm your boy that's going to talk the tough talk with you. I want you to survive. You're going to survive. Don't give up, because you know what? We made it. And if we made it, we know that you can too. God is not a respecter of persons. So let's get on with it, right? And I love the comments. Keep the comments coming. Tag them in Facebook. We're going to share this. I want to hear what you want to talk about. I want to hear what you disagree with. I love debate. I love it. So when I tell you that we're going to talk about how to have the career and the side hustle and the successful family, can it happen? Absolutely. I want to hear what you think about that. I want to hear if you think that that is a foregone conclusion, that it cannot happen. I used to think that it couldn't, but I'm just letting you know you can. Why? Because people are doing it every day and doing it very well. Myself included. For the most part, this right here, my passion for blended families, for the success of the blended family, you could say that this is my side hustle. This is my passion. I love to do it. I still have my day job, which supports the family. Now, if 20 years ago I knew what I knew now, I would have went full-blown entrepreneur. Why? Because I love that. I love doing this. And if I could do this full time, I would. But guess what, y'all? I have a family. I got a son. I have a 25-year-old daughter who is on her own, right? But I have a family. right? Before we had kids and, again, we had our daughter, she was 6. I still probably could have ventured out into entrepreneur world full time and been making it, would have been very successful. But 20 years now, or 16 years, going on 17 since we've been married, I can't do that. So how do you manage both? I'm going to share that with you. So let's get going, right? Let's talk about it. Hey, Dad, what's going on? What's going on, Dad? Y'all, my dad has spent, I think, his entire weekend. I think he's went to 6 or 7 games. I believe a total between seeing his grandson Xavier, his granddaughter Layla, and I think my brother Leland. They won the championship this weekend. So I think Dad and Mom are tired. They've been to about 6 or 7 basketball games, or they might have been to 8. I can't remember, but it's been quite a few games. And if I know my dad, he's been yelling at the refs. He's been probably telling Leland, you got to calm down and let him yell. My dad will take over the yelling responsibilities because that's what he does best. But I'm just letting you know, one thing that him and my mom they are into doing that. So, Dad, glad you're on. So let's get into it, right? The hustle, the career, the family. How can we make all of them work? Well, let's talk about that. First, we got to dispel the myth of the hustle. All right. One, some people like calling it your side hustle. Mature people that are CEOs of companies that do this all the time. It's just part of their makeup. It's just part of what they do. They don't make it as if it's a side hustle. It's called additional career interests. So let me share this with you. The average CEO of a multi-million-dollar company sits on a board, and those boards pay money. So they're paid to advise, and more so, they're paid for access to their network. But the fact is, they're still being paid for an additional job assignment outside of their CEO job. So let's be very clear on that, right? A lot of people feel that, oh God, I'm loyal to my job and I can't have another job. Now, let me be clear. Make sure that your side hustle is not conflicting with your main job. For instance, I can't be working at my same job, right, doing security and intelligence and things of that nature, and I'm working, my side hustle is working for the competitor. No, that'll get you fired, right? So let's not be stupid, but I just want to make sure that you know the difference, right, between the main job, the additional career interest that you have, and the family success. Don't do something stupid, right? Don't go working for the competitor as far as your side hustle. Don't do that. Now, here are some other things. We're going to dispel that myth. So, right, most people have a side hustle. Now, some people might not call it that, but most people do. Why? One, it's a tax write-off. Secondly, it adds to, the family pot, the retirement. I have friends who have great jobs as engineers, and guess what their side hustle is? They raise cattle. They stud out their cattle, and I mean they have some award-winning bulls, and those bulls bring in a lot of money. So it is not impacting their day job, but it is bringing in additional money, and it's a tax write-off. So anything, of course, to lower your tax rate, where you get more money back, or you're able to keep more money in the family bank, in the family vault, the better. So let's make sure we understand that too. Here's what I'm saying. If you don't have a side hustle, get one. Why? Again, tax write-offs. You can write off as long as you talk business. And I mean, I'm serious about this, guys. There's some ethics to this, right? You can write that family vacation off if during a portion of that vacation, you're talking about your business, that side hustle, whatever it is. And again, hustle, your secondary career interests, whatever that is. If you don't have one, get one. There's way too much direct marketing, whether it's organo gold or prepaid legal. There's way too many things going on right now that if you take the opportunity to engage on them and engage with them, that's a tax write-off. You want to do that. And if you want to really commit to it, it can bring in some additional income. So why do we want to do, again, how do you manage it? Well, let's talk about it. Here's what I do. One, it's a sacrifice. I will never, ever do anything that impacts my day job. Why? I have a job to support my family. And I actually like my job. I love doing what I'm doing. I'm always on the cutting edge of technology. I'm helping save and impact lives at a very granular level. We're helping corporations head off and mitigate risk where they go to high risk areas, or if we have to evacuate people from a security or medical standpoint. So I actually like doing what I'm doing. But secondly, that side hustle, which is what I'm doing now, and I love doing it, there's the sacrifice, right? Because I'm not doing my side hustle during my day job hours. Why? Again, conflict of interest. So, well, Marcus, how do you do that? And you're still a husband, you're still giving quality time to your son. Well, it's called some early mornings. My average day starts about 4 o'clock. Some of you who know me, I'm responding to emails. I'm responding to texts normally about 3 or 4 in the morning. Why? Because that's my day. That's when my day starts. That's when I do all the blended family guy stuff. That's when I'm the bookkeeper for my wife's business. She's running her successful music and voice and piano lessons for her business, One Accord. I manage the payments and just the bookkeeping of that. But again, my passion, and I love it, is the blended family guy, helping families. So that's what I do in the morning or late at night, but it will never, ever impact my day job. So again, that's how you resolve that conflict, is you don't make it a conflict. Okay. The other thing is, right. What do you do? What other things are you looking at doing? Right. What other things are you looking at doing? One, you can have multiple side jobs as long as it doesn't impact with the main job. So how do I make it happen? Again, I always have my family priority system in check. 1, Jesus Christ, number 1 priority. 2 is my wife. 3, my family, my son, my daughter, right? Extended family after that, mom, dad, I don't even call Crystal's mom mother-in-law. I'm just going to refer to that so but both my moms, my natural mom and my mom by marriage, love them both, would do anything for them. They come after that. Then it's my day job, right? Then it's my passion. And sometimes your passions intertwine. I used to be a youth pastor, youth minister. That was a passion of mine. I still minister to youth. I just go into public schools and speak. So, it's the balance, guys. But can you do it? Absolutely. Should you do it? Absolutely. Why? It's necessary. I will say this, that there have been some people, and I would love for anybody that's listening to talk about how your side hustle actually then became your main hustle. You were able to generate enough money through whether it was that direct marketing, whether it was that digital graphic design, whether it was the consulting, the coaching, whatever it was. And eventually you were able to quit your day job and your side hustle became your main hustle. But let's not stop there. That main hustle, you still need to be working on other revenue streams. It's the American way, guys, right? The American system was built on entrepreneurship. A corporation was started from an entrepreneur. So I don't ever want you to be so loyal to a company beyond the hours that you have signed up for. I want to make sure you understand that. Never be loyal to a company beyond the contract that you signed. I will say this, most successful VPs, most successful CEOs of companies, they have a side hustle. They're doing something. And most of them, you can read about it in Entrepreneur Inc. or Forbes. They're sitting on a board somewhere. They own a car dealership. They own this or that, or they're dabbling in this or that. So I would never say, look at your immediate manager as your beacon light of hope. I would say, look at the owner of the company, see what they're doing. Most CEOs want an entrepreneurial mindset within their company. If they don't, you probably need to leave that company. The company I'm at, the gentleman that started it, amazing guy. He actually still teaches at a university. He's a completely brilliant guy. My point is entrepreneurial mindset. And that's what he wants to really push throughout the company. So that being said, guys, how do I do it? One, I'm not willing to sacrifice. And two, I'm not willing to sacrifice family. My family priority system is intact. I completely am checking it all the time. Again, Christ, wife, children, day job, then, my responsibilities to my church and that side hustle, and then everything else after that. Remember this, and this is where I made a mistake early on in life. Unless you're a minister where your full-time job is ministry or your service to the church should never, ever impact your day job to the point where it actually is causing you to perform poorly on your day job. God would never, ever want that. In any church that is asking you to do more, where it's impacting your day job, which is actually allowing you to pay for tithes and offerings and help support the church, you need to check that. And I wouldn't ever have been able to say that until I had that come to Jesus meeting with myself, because I was putting myself in positions where that was happening. I was allowing myself. And again, I was devoted, but my job performance was lacking. So here's what I'm saying, guys. You'll never, ever follow the family priority system. That being said, hey, Amber, I agree. I'm with you. Amen to that. Yes. And I'm going to say this for those of you that of course aren't Black, but I'm going to say this: in the Black church, we can tend to have, and I was having this conversation with a couple today, you can be loyal to a fault where you're so loyal to that ministry, you're so loyal to the duties that you have, that you are allowing that loyalty to hinder your destiny, hinder your responsibilities to your family. I've seen marriages wrecked because of their loyalty to the church, and that is not what God had in mind at all. Your relationship with him is number one. Number two is your wife. And if church is impacting your marriage, you need to give away some responsibilities and just sit yourself down and get you and your wife under some counseling until you can then take on more responsibility. So let me tell you first off, one, how do you handle the hustle and the side hustle? One, you got to be in complete, you and your wife have to be on the same page. Every side hustle that I engage upon, even this, the Blended Family guy, I wanted my wife's blessing. I would not be up here if I did not have my wife's blessing. Well, Marcus, everybody said that they think that you should be doing it. This is a great tool. It's a great ministry to affect change. I don't care. My first priority, God. Number two is my wife. So, y'all, I want you to understand that, and you have to get this mentality, right, where I don't care more about you guys than I do about my wife. That's Bible. That's Bible. And if she didn't agree with what I'm doing right now, I'd stop. And my wife knows it. I'd stop it. All right. So let's be very clear about that. Okay. And I know I got some pastors that might get a little mad. I don't care. You know why? People need to be delivered from this. And that is what I'm talking about, the priority system. Get your priorities in check, especially if you're going to have the main job, the side hustle, and the successful family. Thirdly, where's my boy at? Come here, son. Come here. Say hello to everybody. Hey, y'all. There's my man right there. There's my legacy. If this dude started, if I felt I wasn't giving him the attention he deserves, this is done. None of this matters. I do this only after I'm making sure that my wife and my family, my son, are taken care of. If Camille was still in the house, there'd be even a greater shrinkage of time because I'd have to give time to her. But she's 25 and on her own, but I still talk to her. I still give my daughter time, right? I still give her time. She calls me now, but I still give her time. And if she felt I wasn't giving her time, why? Just because she's 25 does not mean that, I've thrown her into the wind. I still have to give her time. I'm still her father till the day I die. I'm her father. I took on that responsibility and it's serious to me. So Marcus, the only way I'm telling you, the only way you're going to be successful with the side hustle, the main job, is following the priority system that I've set up. So, Marcus, you keep talking about this priority system. Let me share it with you. Here, where is my agenda? Oh, where is it? There we go. I'm going to put up a link right now where you can go to that talks about this right here. So here's what you can do right now. If you text the word family on your mobile phone to the number 240-747-7115, that is going to send you a link where you can automatically, now you have to register with your email and your name, but you can automatically download the 6 steps to a successful blended family. Notice when I say blended, I'm not talking about in the traditional sense. I'm talking about in the sense of a fully functioning unit. As a team, you're working together. You can download this workbook. Share it, please. Please do. If you don't want to text it, and again, text the word family to the number 240-747-7115. You can also go to this website, marcushomesgifts.com. That's MarcusHomesGifts.com. And there it'll walk you through one step. You just enter in your email, register, and you can immediately download the 6 steps to a successful blended family. So I want to make sure that you remember that, okay? We'll go over how you can reach me through these other digital properties I have, but I just want you to know that this can be done. You can make it happen. Okay, so let's remember this one thing. Priorities. I'm a John Maxwell team member, right? Certified coach. All of that. When I even went through that training, when I went through disc training, I had to get my wife's permission. I wanted to have her blessing. Too many of you that are husbands and wives, you engage in things without your spouse's buy-in, and then you wonder why it's not working. You're not seeing the greatest level of success that you could have. My wife is a partner in this. Does she agree with everything I do? Do I mess up sometimes and overstep my bounds and make commitments on engagements that I shouldn't, and then I have to hear the wrath? Absolutely. I make mistakes, but the point is that when I get brought back into accountability, I have to say, I apologize. Chris, I've already made the commitment. Please let me do it. Notice I said, please. Notice I understand priorities. Notice you understand that I am not a dictator and she is not a kid. She's a partner. We're partners in this marriage. And I'm just letting you know that is why the side hustle works, because we have commitment to each other. We understand the value system. So let me kind of give you an example of my day, which shows you the main hustle, the side hustle, and the success for the blended family. One, we went to church today. I get up at about 6 on Sundays. I get up about 3, but I'll try to go back to sleep. But I'm off and running, and pick up Pastor Eric Anderson. We go and set up the church. So I'm there at about 7:15, 7:20, maybe 7:30. We're setting up. Well, Chris, she's left to get Major ready and herself, and then she comes to church about an hour and a half later. Church starts at 9:30, ends. After church ends, we go and eat. 2:00. Major has his banquet for basketball. Him and his team, they go undefeated. I think they had an amazing coach. His name was Marcus Holmes. I'm just kidding. The kids were great. I'm just joking. All right. But I love coaching kids. I absolutely do. And they did go undefeated. Great team. That was at 2:00. Well, me and my wife, I felt this inkling, this urging from the Holy Spirit that we needed to spend some more time with Major. Why? This past week, it was a lot of running and gunning. Me and her were just running and gunning, and I believe in giving our son quality time. So yesterday, from probably 5 or 6 o'clock all the way to bed, we just work with him on his Legos. He loves building Lego sets, so we're almost finished with his Lego set. Hey, son, Major, I think he's with his grandmother. I wanted him to show his Lego set. So guys, this is what me and Major work on right now. Like, this is the space shuttle. He finished this one, right? All right, that's one of them. And me and him, this is our time together. This is some of the things we do. This one, I think, was about 400 pieces. And then we had the Minion. He got this one for Christmas. This one literally took all week. This was about, I think, 600 or 700 pieces. And then Major's working on, me and him are working on this car. Now, again, even before this broadcast, we were working on Legos. Why? Oh, there you go, son. You want to show them the Legos? Go and show them the car. There you go, y'all. Oh, there it is. This one is a NASCAR. It's 668 pieces, son? Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to try to finish that tonight while we're watching the All-Star game, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you, son. I appreciate you, buddy. Here's another secret, guys. Here's another secret how you make the main job, the side hustle, and the family work. You make your family part of everything. I try to make sure that my wife is included in everything. It's hard on the main job, right? But on my side hustle, my passion, being the blended family guy, I try to have my wife as part of as many shows as possible because she offers great perspective. And then you saw what I just did with my son. All right, it's Sunday evening, and my time is not my own. Oh, that's another one. You know what? Let me type that one down. I gotta type that one, guys. My time is not my own. And that's the problem sometimes. All right. My time, and I'm gonna put it in your time is not your own. It belongs to your families. Woo! So remember that. Remember that, okay? Oh, why isn't it showing it? Why isn't it showing it, y'all? Okay, I don't know why it's not showing it, but that's all right. That's all right. So that being said is make sure that you understand that your time is not your own. My son, I make him a part of these. I try to even still have him here in the room. He'll be working on Legos sometimes when we're and see, sometimes he just wants to sit in my lap and see himself on camera. Say hello to everybody, son.
Hello, everybody.
All right, y'all realize this is me and Crystal's legacy, along with his 25-year-old sister. I love this boy. I hate using the term I would die for him. I would do anything for him. So what I'm choosing to do is live for him. He's all that matters, right? After God, my wife, him, my daughter. These are my whys, guys. These are the reasons why I do what I do. Okay. He would not be here right now if I hadn't met my wife. Great mother, does incredible things for my kids, sacrifices. So this is my legacy. But y'all, this is a secret, I'm telling you, a secret to making the main job, the side hustle, and the successful family work. I make this little guy part of, I let him share in the experience. All right. He doesn't have to share me. It's a privilege for me to do this. So I share with him so he can see that this matters to me. But I love this dude. And he knows that if he wanted me to stop right now, I probably would, y'all. Would I stop if you told me to, Pop?
Probably not.
You know what? This boy, you know what, son? Ooh, you like me. He's too much like me, y'all. Jesus. Ooh, Major, you were supposed to say, yeah, Dad, you would. Hey, look. Hey, Amber, I'm going to tell you guys this much. I love doing what I'm doing. And I'm just telling you, this is real, y'all. This is real. I want to say this. I'm trying to figure out why it's not showing any of my comments. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to hit refresh, but I'm coming right back on because I want some of these comments are I want to show them because there's some good stuff. And I see why. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I want to show some of these comments from Amber, Rene, from, Nick Johnson. Oh, Nick said something that I love, and he knows it. Nick said, Marcus, yo, I remember you told me to be intentional with my time. Man. So Nick, I'm on a platform called Be Live, and it really helps present so much better the Facebook Live experience. I don't know why it is acting like this, but it's acting up. It's not letting me show your guys' comments, but I'm going to refresh this, guys. So stay with me. Stay with me. Nick, stay with me. Amber, stay with me. Mom, stay with me. Dad, Taria, stay with me. All right. I got some more stuff coming. All right. So just hold on. I'm going to refresh because I want to show some of these comments. And I see that Miranda from Albuquerque, my hometown, she's also listening in. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna refresh this browser. I might lose you, but I'm gonna come right back on. All right, guys. Looks like I'm back. Now we are doing it. Okay. All right, Amber. I see that it's showing yours. Amber said, nice. I love it. All right. You got a great husband in Brian. It's my buddy. All right. And excuse me, that's Pastor Brian Dennison. Great man. And then I see, okay, Amber, there we go. Here's the comments coming in. Yes, sir. Mr. Nick Johnson, y'all, is producing one of my wife's tracks. Y'all, we're about to do some big things. We got, we're going to keep it under wraps now, but we are partnering with, hey, Chris, would you mind me saying it? I'm going to say it, y'all. She might get a little mad. I don't think she will, but Nick is working on this track. We're redoing Spirit Realm. One of the first tracks she did about 8 or 9 years ago. And I'm not going to tell you who. Okay, because Crystal just said don't. So y'all, we got to keep it under wraps. We got to keep it under wraps. Y'all just got to wait. You just got to wait. But Nick, great guy, doing an incredible job with his kids. But we talked one time about how you have to be intentional with your time. Intentional. And that's exactly what I am, right? So Nick, I'm going to tell you, I did try to swipe left and right and it didn't work. But I'm just letting you know, guys, this is what it's about. The intentionality of your time. You got to do it. It's the American way, y'all. God, I mean, you got to have them side hustles going on. Jesus, he would be preaching, but Jesus also was a great craftsman, right? He knew how to work that wood. He knew how to work with his hands, but he also could command an audience with the power of himself, under the power of the anointing. So he even had two crafts. Major, and I'm just telling y'all, Major, he doesn't have a choice. Major's, his side hustle is going to be playing music. I know so many musicians nowadays who are engineers, or they have their day job, and on the weekends they're making $1,000 a weekend playing the piano, and they still love the Lord. I don't want you to think that they're doing it just for the money. Major has a grandmother and he has a mother who both play the piano, both sing. Do you think that he's going to have a choice in having a side hustle? I'm trying to create an entrepreneurial vein in this young man right now, where he has no choice but to learn the piano. He has no choice but to learn the guitar. He has no choice but to sing, because that is going to be his side hustle. And it might just end up being his main hustle. But the point is, while he's being educated and being an engineer, maybe, or being a businessman or going to college, he is going to learn entrepreneurism. So guys, how do you make it work, right? How do you do it? You just go out there and do it. There's too many companies out there doing direct marketing. There's too many of you who have that urging, who have that nagging sensation when you see people on Instagram or social media and they're doing their thing. I want to ask you, what is your thing? You might be that law clerk. You might be a paralegal at a law firm. What are you doing outside those hours? Now, and I'm talking about even if you're a mother or a father, what are you doing after the kids go to bed that could bring in additional income? Unless you're making it like that. Now, some people are. If you're content making the money you're making, being a great father and a great mother, I commend you. But there's quite a few people that realize, you know what? I want to feed that passion. And eventually I would even love for that passion become my main hustle. And I just want you to know it can be done, but it's going to require sacrifice. It's going to require late nights. It is going to require some buy-in from your family. I would always venture to tell you that before you start, trying to conquer the world with your side hustle while you're still doing your day job, count the costs. That's what I had to do. And I'm constantly calculating the costs. There's been times that I thought about not canceling this, but moving it to a different day. Why? Whenever I feel that my wife or my son aren't getting the time that they deserve from me, I'll quit in a second, y'all. I will never let the people that listen to this broadcast or pat me on the back saying, Marcus, this is well needed. The people that I could reach. How can I reach the world and lose my family? All right. So my point is, can you do it? Absolutely. But there is going to be some sacrifices and there's going to be some accountability that you have to have. All right. So remember this. All right. And I'm just going to type this. Remember, your time is not your time when you are part of a family. Remember that. Okay. Remember that. Okay. Oh, so here we go. All right. So let's hear what Amber has to say. Amber, my problem is my one job consumes me and all my time. Don't need extra money. That's great. That's awesome. Very hard to have a period of rest and more quality time with my family. I get you, Amber. I would always say this, right? And not speaking directly to you, but the situation. I would say this: if you have a desire to go after your passion, I already know that even if you're writing this, I know your husband. I know that he has your back in anything you do. This is a great man. All right. I would say have that conversation with him and see maybe it's time to start looking for that job that is the bridge. And I mean, it is taking a leap of faith, but I think when you take a leap of faith with your partner in Christ that you're married to and loves you and adores you, you're undefeated. You're already undefeated. Success is bound to happen, whether you, and it's like the book by John Maxwell, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. But I'm going to say this, you can do it, Amber. So my problem is one job consumes me. Amber, if one job is consuming all of your time, and I think from what I'm reading, Amber, correct me if I'm wrong, that job it's consuming physical time, but by the time you get home, you're done, you're tired. And you probably have just enough energy to make sure that your daughter is getting that time from you and Brian, right? And so how do you do it? Amber, I will tell you, that side hustle and it being successful is not for the faint of heart, but I believe that if you want to do it, Amber, you can do it. And again, long as you got your husband and your daughter at your back, they're the wind in your sail. There's nothing that you cannot do, especially when they're part of the rationale as to your why. But I will tell you, there's people out there, and I'm going to just tell you the story of me and my wife. It's not to parallel anybody that's listening. But here's something that I saw from my mom and dad that helped me in steering our relationship. When we first got married, I told Chris, I said, I've seen corporate America, and I've seen that it can be very stressful. And I said, I'd rather you make sure that Camille is taken care of, that you're home when she gets home. And so you stay home, go to school, build your business, build your dream, do your thing. And that's the way we've been living for almost 17 years now. She has a very thriving music business practice, and she's doing well. So my point is, if you see, there was agreement in the fact that I wanted her to pursue her dreams. Secondly, I knew that would require greater sacrifice on my part to have a commitment to a job, because again, she was pursuing her dream and I wanted her to. So that's where we had agreement. And was there sacrifice? Absolutely. Were there tests? Absolutely. Because during the initial part of when we got married, I got laid off like 3 times in 1 year from an engineering job. And that's right. You know, Chris just reminded me, she did teach for a few years in public and private school to help out the family. Right. You know, and to fulfill her urge and interest to see if this was something she wanted to do. So my point is, you and Brian sit down and count the cost. But one thing I do know about you, Amber, and I know about Brian, is you guys will make it and succeed in whatever you go after. Because for one, I already know. Amber, wait a minute, Amber, y'all, wait a minute. Amber just said, I wish, but I have 2 years to retire. Just trying to make it to the end. Oh, Amber. Oh, there's your why. Amber, after 2 years, y'all need to start planning after the 2. You're so young. Amber, now you can go full time after your passion. Oh, this is exciting. Oh, you have 2 years to retire? That's awesome. So Amber, you can hold on. Your why is that retirement. So Amber, you're good to go. You are good to go. Amber, I know you're laughing. No, I'm serious. You have 2 years to retire. You're going to be fine. You're absolutely going to be fine. Oh, I wish I was in your shoes in that respect. So Amber, you and Brian, y'all are in good shape. 2 years you have to retire. You can wait 2 years, I'm sure. And I know, because I'm looking at Amber, I'm trying to remember how old your daughter is, but you just think about whether, awesome. You can make it, Amber. I know that you can make it. 2 years to retirement, and then you could literally start over. And that passion, that job you want to go after, that career, that interest, you now can go at it full force with you and your husband's working together on that and seeing what that looks like and counting the cost. But man, that's awesome. And again, thank you for confiding in the Facebook community about that, Amber. For all of you who didn't see that, here, let me post that statement again. My problem is my one job consumes me and all my time. Don't need the extra money. Very hard to have a period of rest and more quality time with my family. That's hard, y'all. Amber, I would just say this. Work these 2 years and then realize, Amber, and I don't know if you can decrease in other areas outside of work that are possibly sucking time. But if you're telling me that job is really, really, and I'm going to be transparent, right? I don't want to tiptoe on the tulips. If you have a job, if you have any other responsibilities outside of, of course, you being a wife and an amazing mother, try to decrease those responsibilities, or if anything, cut them down to zero. Because again, your husband and your daughter are most important. Now, I know your other kids, you have 2 amazing boys who I've seen, I knew them, of course, when they were very little. I know that they're out and off on their own. But Amber, do what you can, all right? But I know that you, again, have a great husband working in partnership with you. So my dad also, my dad also posted this, which I think is very true. It says, Marcus, for some that have retired with a good pension but still want to develop another career or go in another direction, what do you have to say to them? Wow. So guys, my dad doesn't have a reason to work. I mean, in terms of money, doesn't need the money, but my dad consistently finds his why and his passion in pursuing new interests. So you can redevelop. My dad, I would have never thought that my dad would be working for a nonprofit after working 35 years for Sandia National Laboratories as an electronics calibration manager. Would have never thought he'd be working for a nonprofit that helps build self-esteem and helps at-risk youth. Would have never thought that. So Amber, like you've seen with my dad, he's reinvented himself. My dad right now could go after a second bachelor's degree. Knowing my dad, he just might. But I just want you to know that it can be done. And this is a great example. I mean, a great follow-up. And Amber, like maybe even kind of doing a quick tangent, Amber, a few years, let's say over 35 years ago, why did my dad retire from the Army Reserve at that time? My dad retired from the Army Reserve where it was bringing in good money, right? He was serving his country, number one, but it was bringing in good money, right? Additional income to the house. But why did he retire? He said that one day I called him while he was he was in TDY, he was at summer camp. It was either out of the country or out of state. And he says that I called him crying. Something basketball related. I must not have played well, been disappointed in myself. And he said at that point, he knew it was time to retire and spend more time, be at home more with me and my brother and my nephew. So my point is, and it goes back to, are there some things in your life that can give you some time back with your family? Please do it, Amber. And you can't think about the people that might be hurt in the short term, because I'm more concerned with your long term, and your long term is that man you married and that daughter, beautiful as she is, that you guys had together. So that's simply my suggestion. Again, Dad, thanks actually for bringing that up. Dad, I would always say this. Go after it. No, and my dad, y'all, and again, he still gets up at like 5, 6. No, it's not even 6. He gets up about 5:30 a.m. every single morning, has his pot of coffee, Keurig now, and he's like clockwork, but he continually reinvents himself. Continually. He's continually learning, continually challenging himself. And that's what you have to do. So my side hustle, it is a challenge for me. I love doing this, y'all. I want you to share this. If you haven't, share this with as many people as you can, because I hope the passion that I do this translates across the screen. I love doing this. Why? There's a lot of people thinking that it can't happen, and it can. It's just sacrifice. Do I lose a few more hours of sleep? Absolutely. But is it worth it? Yes. I'll do it again and again. I love doing this show. I love creating the content. I love my current job. I've been asked the question, well, Marcus, what if you could do this full time? Yeah. Would I do it full time? Absolutely. But right now I know I have a responsibility, and my responsibility is what pays the bills, right? To the company I work for. But do I still have my side hustle? Do I still love to do it? Yes. Does my company even give me time off to work on my side hustle? Absolutely. This is why I love the company I work for. I think it's 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours, or it might be a total of 8 hours of community time. So like this week, I'm going to a meeting for public schools and helping at-risk youth. I'm going to take time off from work that they're giving me to do that, as long as it doesn't impact work or productivity. So do you see where I'm going, guys? Ask God for a hard thing. On Instagram this past week, there were some things that I listed, my dad's initials. On one of my shirts, I have my dad's initials, right? Here, let me try to show it. Let me see. I'm going to try to show the picture. Where is it? Let's see. Here it is. Here it is. I'm going to show it right now. So if you see that picture, it has my dad's initials, right? You want to know why I work on my side hustle, why I do what I do? It's because of him and my mom. I want to make enough money where even though they don't need it, if anything ever happens, I can take care of them. Anything. If there's ever a need that they have, I want to be able to fulfill it. So I have to constantly remind myself, Amber and Taria, Dad, of my whys. So that's why I have my dad's initials on my shirt. Leroy Marcellus Holmes. Every time I look down at that shirt, I think of my why. Every time I think about giving up, every time I think about, you know what, this ain't going to work out, I look at my shirt. And I have my brother's initials. Why? Because I still think of the picture of, and I'm going to show you guys that one. You guys, you got to constantly be thinking of your whys. And I'm just trying to find it. I don't know if I will, but I think I have it. I'm going to show this one to you because it's a picture that was taken when I was about 16. Leland was, no, it was even younger than that. I might not be able to find it, but that being said, my brother, I still want to show, I want him to be able to look up to me, not in terms of a little brother versus big brother. I'm constantly trying to, be the best big brother that I can be. And y'all, in the same breath, my brother teaches me a lot of things, lots of things. Very proud of him. Very proud of what he's done. Very proud of what my nephew is doing. He's in Florida now. So y'all, you have to figure out what your why is and make it happen. Do the side hustle. If it's helping you bring in extra income, do it. It's the American way. That being said, right, I just want you to know, and I'm taking that off screen. We have some more comments I want to make sure we look at. Wow. So Amber, I hope that helped. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being transparent and asking that. Stay on that job and get that retirement. Please do. That is awesome. I don't know, again, where you're working, but I'm sure you can make it these next 2 years. So you can start working full time on whatever that passion is. And my wife said, ask God for a hard thing. Absolutely. Y'all, I asked God for a job, a career, and I was able to get it. So since I've graduated from college, I've had jobs where I work from home for the most part. Somewhere it was 50-50, somewhere I could work from home when I wanted to. Some have been 100%. My current job, 100% work from home. I travel, and that's the give, right? But in the same respect, I'm able to take my son to school. I'm able to, working from home also allows me to put in focus time towards my job. And then immediately I can transition into the side hustle. And what I mean by that is that I'm not so torn down from being on the road, doing commuting, right? Another person, my buddy, here's my good friend, Pastor Eric Anderson, saying great information. Here's what I'm getting at. Pastor Eric Anderson, he has his job. And matter of fact, he's in Orlando right now. Man, I don't know how you joining this. You just got off the plane, I think. He's in Orlando for FCA, but he is also pastoring the church. And he has a wonderful relationship with his 16-year-old daughter and his 25-year-old daughter. And he makes sure to give time to his wife. How does he do it? Eric sacrifices just like me. Eric is sometimes up 4 a.m. We're communicating at that time. Man, what's going on? What you need me to pray for? And he still has time to take care of his parents. So y'all, I'm just telling you, whatever your why is, you have to find it. How do you blend the family, your main job, and the side hustle, or as if we want to sound very educated, your other career interests? How do you do it? What's your why? I can always trace a person's energy and passion back to their why. What is your why? If you don't have it, you need to go get one. If you don't have some, you need to get some. But I guarantee you, there's something that will light a fire underneath you. But it doesn't need to come from an area of lack where it's, well, I don't have enough. Oh, no, you have enough. The tools and resources are within you. Pastor Eric Anderson, he sacrifices. He knew that, I think him and his wife went and saw Black Panther, I think last night or maybe Friday, and I can't remember, but guess what? He knew he had to get on the plane. He knew he had to get up early this morning so me and him could prep the church. Then he had to preach. Then he had to go catch a plane. Now he's on this Facebook Live. Then he has a week of things that he has to do. So y'all, let me tell y'all something. When you want to do what you want to do, you can bend time 24 hours in a day, but you can maximize it. Become efficient, become intentional, and you can do it. Why is that? I'm telling y'all, as soon as this broadcast ends, me and Major and my wife, we're going to watch the NBA All-Star game. And while we're doing that, fellowshipping and having a good time, our focus on each other, I'm going to be helping Major finish build his Lego set. I will never let my son feel that he is inadequate or he's getting the least of me or leftovers. Same for my wife. And I beg her to always get with me and tell me when I'm not handling my business. So, Eric, you said, what did you say? In the van, listen with people from Africa, Romania, Vietnam. Oh, okay. All right. Well, Eric, I thank you, man. Tell all your friends, your family, all those other FCA directors, they're doing an amazing job. Fellowship of Christian Athletes, it matters. You tell them that. Y'all have an amazing time out there in Orlando, and can't wait to have you back, my brother. So I'm just telling you guys, this thing is real. Be intentional. Be intentional. And when I say side hustle, please note, I don't mean any disrespect for those people who, like Pastor Anderson, he's building a church. But here's the beauty of his transparency. He tells the congregation, us included, that, hey, y'all, I still have my job at FCA. But he will never, and I'm telling you, I know this, brother. He walks in integrity. That's the only reason I support this ministry and I'm in this ministry, is he operates in integrity, because he tells the congregation, just told us today, he will never short us on time. Now, this is the same guy, married, is intentional in spending time with his wife, intentional in spending time with his daughters, intentional in spending time with his parents, and still has time to pastor a church and says, I'm not going to short y'all on your time. And what he means by that is he's still waking up in the early hours of the morning or staying late at night preparing lessons. He's not recultivating something he downloaded off the internet. He's studying. So my point is, y'all, you can do it. This brother's doing it. I'm doing it. There's other women out there that are doing amazing things. So can you manage the day job, the side hustle, and still have a successful family? Absolutely. This is what we call strong blend. You can do it. I implore you to do it. Why? If you have that nagging, aching feeling, again, y'all, I want to awaken the beast within you to go after what you want to go after. Whatever that dream is, you've got to go after it. It's up to you. It's up to you. Now, if you're married, make sure that you have your partner's buy-in. I would not be doing this. Again, y'all have to understand something. And I'm so serious. And my wife knows this. People know this. My parents know this. Crystal Holmes, if she didn't agree with this, I'd stop doing it. Nothing's more important after Jesus Christ and my relationship with him than the relationship with my wife. Don't ever let your main hustle, your side hustle, or anything else of that nature come in the way of family. How are you going to conquer the world? How are you going to have 50 million followers? How are you going to have 50,000 members? How are you going to have this successful business and you've lost your family? I don't call that success, y'all. I look at transparency, guys. Transparency. So let me be very clear. I read Inc., I read Forbes, I read Entrepreneur magazine, I read all those publications. And there are some that are uber successful in the business world. But I will never pattern myself after them. Why? Because they've lost their family. They're on their second, their third, their fourth divorce. Their kids are estranged from them. Then you get their kids talking. The kids are saying, well, yeah, he never spent any time with me. Won't happen. Not on my watch. I've took jobs, guys. I've turned down jobs that would have paid me 2 to 3 times more what I'm making now, but I would not sacrifice my family. Yo, is money that important to you that you'd sacrifice your family? I hope not. So guys, I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this. Ooh, my wife said something very, very, very true. Social success, but private failure. Wow. I call it being a hypocrite. Let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. I have failed in some areas. And this woman right here, little picture right here next to my daughter that she's looking at, she'll tell me. She's told me before, you don't deserve to preach right now. You ain't living that lesson you're about to teach. Y'all, this is real, y'all. See, this is why I hope you see the transparency that is coming across this screen. I don't want to play with you. I don't want you to go through what I'm going through, but I do want you to see what I go through all the time So you can see that there's other people struggling, but they're still making it. Oh yeah, my wife has told me before. Oh yeah, we enjoy. Oh no, you can't preach that. You ain't living that right now. Ooh, it was tough. It was tough. But I'd always told her, you hold me accountable for the words and actions that I say and do. You're my biggest accountability partner. You see the real me. Because a lot of times, y'all, we all can kind of put on that mask, right? Y'all, I'm just telling you, it is, y'all, I'm telling you, my wife has been there. Yep. We've had those nice heated discussions right before church. And man, I've had to repent. So I'm just letting you know, side hustle, main hustle, it can happen. You can do it. Make it happen. Amber, Amber, if you can do what your goals and dreams are, write out that plan right now. Great resource, y'all, I want to tell you about for married couples. It's by Jimmy and Karen Evans. And it's if you just do they help you. They have an app and a companion workbook on writing out your vision plan for a married couple. And I'll tell you what, I'll have it next time I'm on here, but I will tell you it's great. And it helps you just kind of template out what your goals and plans are as being a married couple. You people that might be single that are listening to this, I'm just letting you know, you guys have to, hey, Brian, I know where you're coming from, man. I know, Brian, I know. There are tools and resources out there for you as well. There are several life planning templates, that you can find on Pinterest, and just type in life plan, type in, 3-year goal list. Guys, there's no reason why you can't map out your strategy, your end game. Let me be very clear with you. You think that corporation that you're working so diligently hard for, and you're working 12, 13, 14 hours a day, do you think that if the analysts say that they're going to, the company's going to miss its mark for the year, and the stock owners are basically saying, you know what, you're going to need to fire some people? You don't think that please believe me, all that 12, 13, 14 hours of work is going to mean nothing. They will fire you. So that's another reason why you got to be always working on that side hustle. You always got to be working on being an entrepreneur. Well, Marcus, where do I begin being an entrepreneur? Where? Well, there's a great way. There's several tools out there on the internet. Inbox me. I'll try to, there's several things that you can do. But first off, we got to figure out what you want to do. What do you like? What are your proclivities? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? You got to figure that out. But most of you know what your passion is in life. You know it. You're just afraid to pursue it if you're not already doing it. Me, I found out what my passion was, but it was well after I had already started a family. So guess what? I can't be stupid and just say, all right, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I got a family. So you have to be wise in how you do it, okay? That being said, I hope you enjoyed this show. Dad, Mom, Amber, Crystal, Nick, Pastor Eric Anderson, I enjoyed your feedback. You guys, I'll catch you next week. If you haven't seen Black Panther, go see it. Great movie. I can't wait for Avengers, Affinity Wars. Y'all, it's going to be awesome. All right. Let's have a great week. Be intentional with your time. Spend time with your family. Be intentional, guys. Cut out the slack. Cut out the negatives. Be intentional. I don't want to be a rebel. Go against the grain of what society says, which says, do everything bad. Just do it. No, I like Nike's their slogan, just do it. But I just say just do it and be intentional about it. A lot of people just doing stuff and they're just doing it to do it. They're doing it out of tradition. They're doing it out of being robotic. They're doing it because the Joneses are doing it. But guess what? Most of those people are unhappy. I've seen so many millionaires commit suicide. Billionaires commit suicide. Successful people, quote unquote, commit suicide. Unhappy. So be happy. Be intentional. You might make less money. You might be unhappy because you're not pursuing your passion. Well, Marcus, I'm in my day job. What do I do? Do what a lot of us are doing. If you're passionate about that enough, you'll sacrifice some sleep time. You'll quit looking at TV. You'll quit watching all the soap operas on your break, and you'll start working on your passion. And I guarantee you start doing that bit by bit. And for some of you, that passion is going to overtake your main job success, and you're going to be able to do it full time. The success stories are out there, guys. Just search around. I mean, golly, there's so much. There's so many stories. There's volumes out there. So all I want you to do today, this week, pursue your passion, but don't sacrifice your family in the process. This is the Blended Family Guy. Come back next week. We are interviewing the Blended Bryants, a blended family that is doing extremely well. We're going to be talking to them about how they're doing it, how they're making it happen. Come back and see me 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. And remember, if you ever want to follow me, you ever want to keep in contact with me, I'm on Facebook. Let me give you some of those ways that you do it. Let me show you. So remember, I'm going to show you this again. If you want that 6 steps to a blended family, a successful blended family, go right here. Text the word family to the number 240-747-7115. Let me say that again. My dad got on me last time because I didn't say it slow enough. Text the word family to the number 240-747-7115, or you go to marcushomesgifts.com. That's MARQUES, Homes, HOLMES, gifts, GIFTS.com. And you can download the 6 steps to a successful blended family there. Or you go to Instagram, right? Oh, right here. I'm sorry. Go to Instagram. I'm at Marcus A. Holmes. Or you can go to the Facebook group page. Just run a search on #StrongBlend. That is the private Facebook group that we have specifically for blended families. And when I say blended, I'm talking about it across the board. How do I make this successful? Marcus, I'm running on fumes. I'm about to get divorced, not because I'm having a bad marriage, but because my career seems like it's going a different direction. It's on the incline going up, but my marriage is on the decline. I feel like I'm sacrificing my kids for my career. I feel like I'm sacrificing my marriage for my children. How do I help? You're going to find tools in there that we have for you. All right. So, YouTube, the Blended Family Guy. All these episodes you can find. If you're a YouTube person, you can find them on YouTube. Every single one of these is cataloged, ready for you to view and see at your leisure. All right. So that being said, come back out next week. Thank you for keeping in contact with me. Love the commentary. Keep it coming. Love you guys. Want to see you successful. Your Blended Family Guy. Have a great week. Make it intentional. Talk to you soon.